Hello and welcome to the Unfit crew. How is everyone today?
Somehow.
Existing.
Doing pretty good.
Not talking at the same time, I see. Anyway, welcome to Arc
Yeah,
2,
we've
I
gotten really good
guess.
at
Yeah, welcome to Arc 2. We do have a new member in the group that is going to introduce their character a little bit later, obviously, because we cannot just jump into that. You'll see what it is, or who it is. But say hello to Hallow. Hello. He's our new member of the group, and yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess, from announcements for Arc Two. We're going to start it right now. A new chapter of story, a new continuation to what we're going to do, and there are a lot of things that we're planning ahead, I guess, or to say I'm planning for these guys ahead. But before we jump right into the story itself, I'm going to remind you the usual thing that if you want to check these awesome creators, you can check them out in the links in the description down below, as well as cards will show up from time to time to basically link to their own channel. But without further ado, let's jump right into this. So last time on the Unfit crew, the crew itself, basically Gorgonak, Bobby, and K-Bolt, as well as Lucien, kind of climb their way in the middle of the heart of the water temple. They basically just entered into it, scoured around, and after a little bit of a travel there, they also find some notes of the cosmological map of the universe, apparently, some lying around, without them really understanding what it exactly means, but they kind of like understood the basic meaning of it, um, and dealt with the issue at hand, which was the white madness that starts spreading in the temple below. Lucien stayed behind to deal with the baby whales that basically could have halted the group progress, and our three main characters dealt with one member of a fanatic group named the Twilight Star, which they're basically bent on trying to bring out light and good in the most bad way possible, basically. Trying to kill everything that is not holy in their eyes. After defeating her, while she used a very strong staff, which is called Waterfall Tidal, um, the group kind of wanted to, let's just say, capture her, but she was rescued by her superiors, let's just say that, and have been taken away as also a rescue had immediately arrived to essentially help the crew in their endeavors in this temple. And I think that's pretty much what happened, and that's where we left off. Unless, of course, I'm forgetting something. So if anybody wants to remind me if I forgot something, I'm pretty sure that's pretty much was it, right?
Yep, you are good.
Alrighty then. So, like I said, the scene right now is that Roy is in front of you, the other council member that you know and love, basically is in front of you. He kind of like right now alone, but he's saying that they're like help on the way. Um, because it's like it looks to you that like he kind of like charged by himself into here because he's the strongest one, because he's a council member, and he just wanted to help you as soon as possible. And his reinforcements, additional reinforcements, and medics and stuff will arrive a little bit later. So the scene is like you're left in the temple. The water is still kind of like whitish. They're not really fading, but the shine that was for the white madness and all that stuff kind of fades. Like the water is still murky, weirdish white, basically. But there is no additional like glowing and like uneasy divine energy that you don't really want to deal with, as I would like to say. And yeah, what are you guys going to do right now?
Scared.
It's a reunion, so you know what we gotta do. We gotta pet Mendel.
I don't know why is that? Never mind.
That
Grognak,
has to be the first thing we do in season 2.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Grognak points at Roy. I knew you cared, and passes out.
And he kind of like looks
Honestly,
at Gorgnak, kind of like, with an eyebrow up, and is like, okay, sure. Why do you thought I wouldn't care? He kind of like mumbles, and the only one that kind of hears him is Bobby because I think he's the only one that's close to him. And yeah, he's kind of like looking around you, and kind of like looking at Bobby with like a question. Like you can see him like from his expression that he's questioning like what the hell happened here, basically.
And I wish I could explain so myself, but it's a bit boggling for my simpleton mind.
And we should not ask Cable, right?
yep.
Because he's the blue idiot of the group, just like a certain show.
Yeah, I'm the blue idiot.
The blue lovable idiot.
Mendel vigorously for no reason. We gotta have an episode where we pet Mendel so much that he gets electrocuted.
And
Like,
explode.
he gets like
Yeah, you
and
stray
it's
off
like so much
topic.
static.
Anyway,
I do.
So yeah, like he kind of like asks you, Bobby, like what the hell happened in the last couple of days that you kind of like were gone? Like you were gone for like 2 days at least here. Just to let you understand, at least in our time, it was like 2 days basically until we arrived here. I don't know if this place is slower, but for us specifically, it was 2 days.
The play-by-play, you already knew we were searching ships. This is already known. We saw this pretty bad with a little bit of goons. We took out the goons. The main enemy ran away, and we tried to get us up, getting us stuck in this like underwater place.
Okay.
Fish people, very confusing. There was like a bit of navigation, and we had to fight water person, water magic person.
Which was turned out to be the armored guy, which you forgot to mention that was also a woman at the end. But okay.
Yes, I blank on a lot of details.
Yeah. So you said you find here a bunch of waterfog people, right?
A lot of
3 persons, yes.
Yeah, you're counting off, but I pretty much, yeah, I understand what you mean. Anyway, basically, he kind of like looks at you. I'm pretty sure you want to rest now, right? Or you're not tired enough? Because if you're not too tired, I would like to meet these people, and we need to tell them that you basically succeeded in dealing with this problem. I'm pretty sure you want to tell them. And then we can just discuss getting out of this place, basically.
Well, I don't think I am actually too tired. I can get some rest later.
Well, you kind of like behind him, in kind of like the way that he entered in, which is basically looks like kind of he broke from the top, but not exactly because it's still underwater, so we kind of like use a way to enter in. You don't really know how. But you do see some of like the other people from his mansion and other kind of like what are called? What do we call them? where people, I forgot the name that they we called them. I forgot what they
Lycanthrope.
Lycanthrope. I don't. I remember that I gave them another name. Um, but anyway, these kind of people, half humans, half were people, whatever. Basically, um, they kind of rush in and essentially kind of like starting tending into the wounds of you know Gorgnak specifically, because it looks like Gorgnak is like the only one that passed out compared to all of you. And they're kind of also checking out on the rest of you and seeing if you're doing a little bit well. Is there anyone specifically that needs something like medical? That's pretty much what I'm asking.
No, I
Mm,
don't need anything.
Oh yeah,
Grognak had only three
yeah,
hit
I called
points,
them
so that's
demi-humans. I forgot the word for it for a second.
yeah,
It was
furries.
demi-humans.
The
Yeah.
furries.
Anyway, Gorgnak, what do you need?
Yeah, some medical attention is always good, especially since Grognak is kind of passed out.
Mm-hmm.
He's unconscious.
Cable, do you need something specific? Or you're okay for the most part?
Just a glass of warm milk.
Of course. Anyway, they're tending to your wounds. Is anybody specifically like? I'm pretty sure Gorgnak is passing on this out. But the rest of you, anyone specifically you want to go to talk with the fish people, because Lucien and Roy are going to, and one of you need to go at the very least. So either Cabled or Bobby need to go for that one.
Well,
I guess Bobby.
don't need this bumbling dragon talking for us.
So
I'll
Okay,
who's
human.
so who is tagging along with them to basically just deal with that?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Good old Bobby.
So after going down the temple, basically a little bit more safer than it was before, and yes, even though you are a little bit in a hurry, you are not ruining this already ruined place because you still want to preserve this place, or at least Lucienne wants to preserve this place as she's floating around. Um, Basically, you're getting down, and you three coming back into the fish folks village, which they're kind of like those, like the person that traded with you basically looks at you like and giving you a nod and kind of like just wave for you, which is like fin hand basically, and he kind of like looks at you and like saying, "So you're back, the Hummer Shark man."
Yes, I am back. It's good to see you doing well.
Did you deal with the problem?
Yes, we did.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's somebody specifically that's probably will be happy to hear that. But it's good to see that you're returned and he looks at you well enough. I'm pretty sure unscathed is not the word for it. Did
With
you?
only mine.
Hmm. Yeah. Did you find anything interesting maybe out there that I can use to create some interesting things?
No things for me to loot.
Unfortunate. Well, there will be more chances, I guess, in the future. Unless, of course, you're not be able to get us out of here, but that's beside the point. Um, and he kind of like closed his shop and kind of like pave your way into the elder, basically into the elder hut, as you kind of like tell you that he kind of like talk with him and telling you that in a second that like elder, they have returned, they finished their mission, and he kind of like walks away. And then the elder kind of like elder fish guy looks at you and it's like, something looks different about your group. Weren't there a, um what they're called, the scaly ones, that the scaly lizard people, and the blue one, and a short human? Weren't there also those kind of people instead of him? And he looks at like At Roy specifically was like, or am I mistaken?
Ah, yes. You are seeing different people here. But the people you've seen before, they are just resting, whereas quite difficult.
Ah, so did you finish the deed? Did you deal with the intruders that basically disturbed our peace?
Yes, you won't be seeing no more.
What languages do you understand? Just to let me know for a second.
Um, the Common, Elvish, and Orcish.
Let's check for a second. Hold up. Well, yeah.
It's always a good sign when the DM is checking languages.
Yeah. When he's just like, you hear Lucien saying in Elvish, it's like, until we'll have to deal with them again, so don't count on it. Kind of like looks at you, kind of like that. She's not sure that you don't speak Elvish, but she's telling you that anyway. Kind of like mumbling that to you. But he's telling you, so, if from the looks of another companion that you got, I'm pretty sure you found a way to get out, I assume. Unless, of course, there was another person with you that you haven't told for me before, or something like that.
Well, they were able to make it in, so I hope they made us and others out.
And kind of like Royce looks at you, so these people want out. He looks at the elder. You guys want out, right? And you kind of like the elder tell him, yes, we would like to go continue to our journey into the closest lakes to Epernod. And he kind of like, well, I'm the Lord of Epernod or the council member of Epernod, so I'm pretty sure I can help you deal with that. And he kind of like saying to you, well, I'm pretty sure there will be preparations in order. He tell to the elder, but I'm pretty sure my companions here would like to rest. We just wanted to inform you that everything is fine. I can stay here, but I'm pretty sure they need a little bit of time. And he kind of like looks at you, Bobby, and he's saying, after you guys have been rested and you feeling that you're good enough, there will be a way for you to return home. I'm probably going to stay here for a little bit, probably to deal with this negotiation thing, just to help them move from here and kind of like understand a little bit more. But do remind me to talk with you a little bit more in detail, or at least with Gorgnak a little bit more in detail about what the hell happened here. And he said to you, unless of course you would like to stay and help us, that's up to you.
Well, is there any other thing that really needs help? I'm not good with diplomatic issues,
Well,
so
I'm pretty sure the other option that I gave you will be very, very nice after you rested to start taking care of that as well, the bandit camps. Because, they didn't really go away anyway. And, I'm pretty sure the best way to deal with you guys is like get you rest up as soon as possible and then deal with the bandit camps to basically increase our defenses.
yes.
Because if you did meet with some angel related people or people who want to summon these guys, then probably we need to increase our defenses.
Well, task for us to do after we rest up.
I'm pretty sure you will find a way to rest up. And then he kind of like say to you goodbye, and you guys are making the way back into the top of the temple. But it doesn't really take a lot of time. It just was a little bit more of a harder terrain before, so it's not like super difficult or anything. As you're making back into the same room that you were before, with the entire group, I'm pretty sure Gorgnak already kind of like woke up because it took like 2 hours or so for you to go through and then come back. So Gorgnak is a little bit more in a better shape. He's kind of rested a little bit, and he's kind of a little bit more in the up and up. So yeah, you guys can talk a little bit if you wish to. But if you don't, we'll move the story a little bit more. I just want to see if there's anything specifically you want to say.
Let's go. I woke up and you were gone.
Well, the dragon was sitting here, which is fine. If he did something, it would probably be bad for us. You
Agreed.
got your rest, and I've discussed with the elder about solving the issue. And
If you
What?
do,
Again, repeat again. You got cut off for me?
I just said that if he ever talks again, I'm going to beat him up pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Face.
Okay,
people,
let's get out of here.
Well,
yes, good idea.
you've been led by one of the demi-humans who's taking you out, and well, you pretty much recognize who that demi-human is. That's the lovely spider lady that you love so much. That kind of looks at you very, 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 very fondly, and just like, and also very, very amused as she looks at all of you. But she's not stepping in the water because she's a spider still. And she kind of like looks
Crap.
at you. Janelle kind of like looks at you and kind of like, well, do you want to come home?
Well, I am. I
Please.
don't know about these two.
Good. Well, follow
Yes,
me.
please.
She says as she kind of like also kind of like puts on all of you a little bit of her silk, kind of like creating a rope to kind of like just don't get lost, okay? I know that you're a little bit tired, and she kind of like start walking as you follow her. And after a little bit of what looks like in half an hour, you find yourself up in the surface of a weird tunnel that was been created by mages into the water itself. You find yourself outside in basically around the place that you wander off firstly into the temple, just a little bit from the other side. Kind of like a little bit different place start. Basically, you find yourself in around the same area, and well, the same cart waits for you with the same centaur, kind of like mantle to it, and she looks at you and you kind of like waves to you, and she kind of like looks at you and she's kind of like looks happy to see that you're alive, even though she's most of the time very 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 not like to show that she cares, because she's trying to act tough basically, because she's still the lead of the guard. But she kind of like looks at all of you three and also kind of like bowed a little bit for Lucienne, because she's still a council member even though she doesn't really like her that much. And he kind of like looks at you three and saying, well, you all three came unscathed for the most part. You're still alive. I think unscathed is not the correct word, but you're alive, and that's good. So,
I don't have any visible stat. Pretty well in that regard.
okay. Well,
They're alive. Not to their lack of trying, I have to say.
Well, there are probably a lot of things that you would like to discuss with us when you will get home, but hop on. We'll get you. I will get you as soon as possible as I can to a more comfortable bed. And don't worry, we made sure that you will not be attacked again at night, even in the matter. We kind of increased the security a little bit, at least in your room. She says, and she kind of like starting to kind of like
Owe me a steak and a massage.
She kind of looks at you. Steak?
And a massage.
Why steak? We're all vegans, for the most part.
You still owe me a massage.
Why do I owe you a massage? She doesn't really remember why. What?
God damn it.
And she kind of like looks at you. Why do I owe him a massage? It's kind of like, yeah, well, probably remember it later. And you all four kind of like climb aboard the carriage and make your way through. Also, Janelle kind of like, latch herself as a spider lady into the top of the cart again. And she kind of like looks at you four from the side. And she said to you, "Oh, and by the way, as for your payment, don't worry, you will get paid a little bit from the what we found, so you don't really have to worry that much." And you start to make your way back to Epernod. Um, and you find yourself kind of like, moving on through the entire day until the evening. And not Janelli, Histelia still continues kind of like riding a little bit in the night. She doesn't really stop. She doesn't really look like she cares that much. She looks like she kind of like a little bit confident. It's not like it's something that she's afraid of. Kind of like saying that you're almost there. So she's okay with taking a little bit more time into the night rather than just like making a camp and just be done with it. And well, nothing happens until you're getting into the front of the city itself when you kind of like find what looks like to be a very bright sight in front of you. A little bit more brighter than usual. It looks like a man like caught by fire, basically. Just like start wandering around there. And it looks like from the side of the road. So are you going to stop the cart for it, or are you going to move along?
Histelia, is that important?
Don't know. Do you want to go check it out?
Not really.
Could I?
What? Again, I don't hear you getting cut off. What?
Ah, feck.
What do you want to say?
Could I check it out if Jakulu's not? I mean, Grognak's not going to.
I mean, if you want to stop for a few moments to check it out, I will not. It's not going to be a problem. We're very close into the enter of the sea.
Okay, Bolt, you can go check it out.
Okay.
Expendable.
She stopped the cart and you jump from it and you walk through it. And what looks to you is basically, like I said, it's a man on fire, but it's not like a man on fire that looks like it's in flames or in pain. It just looks like a person made out of fire. As he sits there and looks to be like the side of the city. Kind of like he wandered around to this place. And he kind of like looks at you, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, take it off for your character.
Hello. My name's Mundane. Who might you be? Mundane, that's the name. Don't wear it out.
Mundane. I am K-Balt the...
K-Balt the what?
I am the Dragon of Thunder.
Now, what brings you to where I am?
I wanted to explore, and I just randomly came upon this.
So you look the part. Are you?
Yes. Heck yeah.
He's there alone.
Why is this cutting off a little bit?
I do my.
It's cutting for me off. I don't know why. Okay, continue. I don't know why it's like that.
I do quests of my own as well, although I don't really have people.
Okay.
I mean, you seem capable.
Interesting.
No one said that to Cable before.
To be fair, I don't know him yet.
Do I hear this conversation?
No, you're a little bit too far away to hear it, but you do see him talking to the fireman. But you do
So might you
imagine
need-
in your head that Cable saying, hello, yes, yes, hello, yes, and something stupid.
Yes.
Anyway, continue.
Okay. Might you need a druid in your party?
Yeah, sure, why not? Just come along. That's pretty much what I did, and they didn't say anything, so same.
Ah, I see. Interesting.
Yeah, just push yourself into our lives, and then that'll work.
What have I just gotten myself into?
And then you see Cable saying, no takebacks.
So might you introduce me to the rest of the party then?
All right. Jack, he's the second best party member, and then this is.
You're not near them. You still need to come
'Cause-
back to the cart. Or the carriage, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just pointing to them.
You don't
You're
see
pointing to the card.
You're pointing to the card. You don't see anybody in the card. You're too far away for that. And it's still dark. You have to understand that. Even if you
Okay,
have dark
then I
vision.
just described them.
Okay. So who's the second best member of the party?
Okay, the second best.
Oh,
Best- I'm the
Grognak,
first
you
best
say.
member, and Mendel's the 0th best member.
Of course, of course.
Who's Mendel?
Right. Anyway. So, do you lead him back to the cart or not?
Yes, I do.
Are you just going to come with him one mundane without
Yes.
even questioning anything?
Yeah, do what I did.
I'm both very confused and interested.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Come along.
That checks out.
The power of the element of dumb.
You wouldn't be surprised that this is what
Us spellcasters, we wield many elements.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably also going to find out that this is one of the primary cosmological forces and one of the two most dominating ones, the power of dumb. Anyway, you lead him back into the carriage, and basically, Gorgnak and Bobby, you notice what looks like a fireman. You don't really know what race that is, but like a man that's just made out of fire, basically kind of like comebacks with cables.
That's new. How do you drink?
Well, it's quite simple. I am not actually fire. I just look like it. I'm quite humanoid, not that different from, say, the
Could you get your flames off?
I'm going to wake up and just be like, whoa, 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 stay back. There's explosive barrels in here. Jesus.
We
No, there is no
even torches in here, you know.
Oh, you're saying that the analogy. There's
Yeah,
no
we don't
No, I was
have
kind
explosive.
of
explosive
disappointed. I
powder.
wanted the explosive barrels.
Yeah, there's no
Oh, that's the
explosive
other thing.
barrels. Estelia
Can I
basically
bring some
brought everything back. I just
explosive?
thought you meant the explosive barrels that you took. No. Estelia took everything back already. So there's nothing in this cart beside you guys and your luggage.
Okay. Whoa, you're still on fire. Please keep away from me.
And then you looks like the woman looks at you like she looks like she's a half elf, and while her clothes are not like in the best shape because she looks like she's very tired, she still looks very impressive, and she looks at you and is like, "You're a fire genasi, aren't you?"
That's it right there. Please and thank you.
They're not exactly people of fire. They're just made of the element of fire, but it's not exactly normal fire. It's not like the wind I can make, she says as she kind of like makes a small gust of wind in her hand. It's not exactly.
Can you turn that fire off
He never on. He just looks
so it
like
doesn't
fire.
burn?
No,
Okay.
he can turn it
So
on
you won't
as
set things on fire if you're not trying to.
cannot turn things on fire. Only baby genasi have that mistake. Adult ones already control
Okay,
themselves in a
you're
way
not a
that's
walking
different.
fire hazard.
You a baby. How old are you?
That's an interesting question to ask, but I do believe fourth year I am currently alive.
Okay, good.
And it's only specifically when they're activating a spell of fire from their natural abilities. They cannot just burn like that because otherwise it'll just like it's like normal fire, it just like burn their entire body. It's weird. The elementals are weird, but they're still creatures.
Half. That's what makes it weird. The fact that it's half and half.
Yeah. Ouchie.
Was your father an elemental? Your mother?
That's unfortunately. Don't know much about my parents.
That's not how genasis work, she says to you. It's more complicated. It's more of ancestral like things, and they're more like you know what genie is? She kind of like asks
Yes,
Gorgnak.
lantern to do 3 wishes. I know those.
I wanted to roll wisdom for that.
Roll a wisdom check.
Because
That one, please.
we're 40 minutes in and we haven't rolled a single die.
Fair enough. Fortune. You kind of get the basic idea. It's kind of like the genie that kind of like grant three wishes that live in a lamp. Kind of like it's kind of like that. That's what she's trying to convey that to you. But she said so. It's kind of like that in terms of like a creature perspective, but they don't live in a lamp. They don't really grant 3 wishes, and you're just kind of like their bodies looks like it's different of elements. They're not exactly the elements. They're just looks like they're glowing. Like for example, a water genasi is not made. It's made out of water, but not exactly. It's more of like a skin tone. I would like to say more than anything else. It's more of like a skin-like. It's not like they're not physical. It's kind of like basically a genasi's fire genasi's skin is basically his skin is red and he has lamps inside of him. That's pretty much the best definition I can give that. So he's kind of like glowing all the time, but not in a way that is too crazy. Just a little bit. That sometimes it's if it's pitch black, just like right now, it's a little bit noticeable.
So,
Good to know
anyways,
we're
where
not
is this place? Where are we headed, anyways?
She kind of like looks at Cable and she kind of like looks at you, and he kind of like whatever, and she kind of like gets back to sleep. Do what you guys want.
of us, Cable? Did you just kidnap someone? Yeah, that probably works in the police interrogation.
He didn't say a thing.
We should-
Okay.
You know,
He put
Bobby,
a
we
restraining
should
order
really,
on us.
we should really stop taking in stray people. It's becoming a habit.
Yeah, it is becoming a habit.
Shut up, first stray people.
Thank you. I needed that. I needed that in my life.
Anyway, it's like, and kind of like, you sure, like, Estella looks at you too, and also at Cabolt, even though kind of like, she accepted Cabolt because you said he's okay, and it's like, you sure about this? Like, I'm not saying it like you're a bad person, but you sure you want to get him in on this? What we are doing?
Yeah, I'm sure, and if he's evil, then that'll just be...
He's okay with the kidnapping. It's fine.
Yeah. I got
Okay,
consent.
Tell me, I heard that druids, because you're a druid, right?
That is what I am, correct.
Okay, I heard they can make berries. Can you make berries?
I believe your a spell, which I do not possess in my arsenal of druid spells.
The good berry spell, right?
Okay, we're not taking him.
I do not have a good berry.
You don't.
If I cannot have my arsenal of magic.
I mean, you do have good berry technically the spell, but we discussed the fact that it's too much spell.
Yeah, I can get it.
Yeah, he can do it. He's just going to tell to you,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it frequently. That's what he's trying to tell you. Every druid can do it. He's just not doing it frequently. That's the point.
Okay, you're coming. You'll be making.
You'll be making.
Booze.
You're making more berries now. It's part of your
I'm
spells. You have no choice. Surrender now to madness.
Being used to my full capacity yet.
And he's telling you kind of like move her head left and right. Is like, I will have to let my brother know about this. But I guess the more help we can get, the better. Even though it's kind of
Kidnapping. Fun for the whole family.
kind of like even that comes
We'll
out.
be able to make magic booze out of magic berries.
That's fair. And kind of like she says, hop along. We'll see what we'll do with you. At least, at the very least, you can just find yourself inside a city for the night and not just stay outside, she says. And kind of like, at the very least, we'll find you a place to sleep for the night, even though if you want to be a part of this group or not.
Thank you, I will certainly consider it.
Well, hop on, she said to you all. And yeah, she takes you back into the mansion. Basically, if you want to convey how your character looks like, mundane, how he looks like, you're more than welcome to. Kind of like describe 100% how he looks like. If not, then that's also fine. Just let us know basic features if you want.
It's nothing too fancy. Probably just have a medium build, a reddish tint, probably in both the hair and skin. Probably just commonly wearing his leather armor, and that's about it.
Okay. Well, you make yourself back into a mansion, this is the first time that you ever seen like the mansion, but you know the layout of this land. Like you're not know the layout, but you heard about this. You heard about Epernod, and you heard about there's a specific council member from the Council of Five, which are like the helpers for the king, basically, that is here. And basically, you've been led to his front door. to that particular door because it's pretty obvious when the symbol of the council member specifically, and the symbol of the king specifically is on this building. So you have been led into the one of the council members' homes, basically. So yeah, have fun with that. So you guys all come out from the cart, and I want to see how Mundane will handle the fact that you guys are all part of the Lingers estate, basically.
My, what a large building we have here. What purpose or
What purpose or why does this keep
what purpose
cutting
or
off?
reason? Yeah.
Why does it keep cutting off when you
What?
in the best parts? Why does it keep cutting off? I don't know why it's cutting for me off. Anyway, yeah. So continue. Sorry.
Finish there. I just asked what purpose. Oh yeah, go ahead.
When it comes to this mansion, it is pretty mundane.
I see what you did there. Very funny.
Yes.
I thought I'm the funny person.
No, you're not. None of you are.
Listen here, you little frickin' Barney the dinosaur looking ass. You want to square up?
Shut up, straight
All right.
person.
I got my magicalist.
And he kind of like looks at you. Why? What's so mundane about my ancestor's home? She looks at you very unhappy, Gornak.
But his name is mundane.
You're all.
It's a pretty nice place.
You're all impossible. She said.
You can sleep. You can sleep more. You can
Interesting.
Well, I recommend to all of you get a good night rest. Because, you've been through a lot. Not you. She looks at Mundane. But you. You've been through a lot. As Mendel also pop up from the carriage as well, and also with him is Jeff the Beetle, and they're both specifically kind of like starting to fly to the window that your room's at by themselves. And start knocking with their faces, Mendel kind of like start knocking with his beak on the window to be opened, which is closed right now.
Can that be taken care of?
I mean...
Thank you.
That is your room, so you're probably going to open the window anyway.
leave the duck outside, honestly.
You're a monster.
What's wrong with you?
Monster.
Can't believe you would even consider that.
And then
It's not even a good joke if it is.
Bobby specifically, the spider lady look at Bobby specifically, Janelli, and kind of like, what about your beetle though?
He can stay outside as well.
Have you ever figured out what he is important to, or not? Because he's
not at all.
He's a living thing. He's more of a machine.
He kind of just exists.
For now. I'm pretty sure there's more meaning that you haven't seen for him yet. But it's still nice to have a nice looking pet.
I poured on the beetle.
The beetle is up in your room's window. They're not in your arm's reach. I said that specifically.
Let's just go.
I take a water gun and I shoot the beetle with the water gun.
You're thinking what now?
He doesn't have a water gun. He's just making things up.
Quite too technical.
He's just making things up. Anyway.
I grab a cup of water and I throw it at the beetle.
My God. I grab a cup of milk and I throw it at the beetle. Shut up.
I still
Anyway,
have some of that corrupted liquid.
anyway, she kind of like genuinely looks at you specifically. Well, if there's anything you need specifically that might also amuse me, you know where to find me, or at least call to me. Well, have a good rest,
We noted.
she says, as she kind of like kind of like starting to go taking care of her business. As you enter into the building, you also notice Taco kind of like waves to you as he kind of like taking care of like the last things before he going to his home, and he kind of like, "Welcome back," he says, like the big Komodo lizard kind of like, "Welcome back," he says as he kind of like struttle outside. Komodo
Wave.
dragon, sorry, not Komodo lizard, Komodo dragon. Welcome back, he says.
Alive!
What?
Cut out there.
Yeah, you got cut out.
Hi, Taco. We're alive!
Duly noted, he says. Also, I mistaking that Taco is the head of the guard. Estella is the head of the security of the mansion specifically. So you have two heads of security. It's weird. But yeah. She's more of the head of security for the council member himself. That's what I meant. Anyway, you've been led back into your room. There's still one bed for an additional member in the room, so you don't need to worry about that mundane. So you take out the
How
last.
could
What?
convenient?
What?
I just said how convenient.
Oh no, there were. I told you there are more beds. I said to you the room is bigger. There is more to this room. It's
Yes.
like you just took 3 rooms, small rooms in this big room out of like few others. So there's at least one more bed, if not 2, basically. So you take one of the last beds in this room. And one thing that you all noticed that like the room, like you can open up the windows, but the windows are more fortified. Since the last thing that you've been through here, with the assassination attempt on your life in one of the nights, it's been a little bit more fortified, and I'm pretty sure all of you are going to take a rest or want to take a rest after the last very eventful days that you have been having. Well, from the start of you going through the caves to find out the missing children, to then going through the Elber Mountains, to then arriving here, then being almost assassinated, then going into the lake above Ipernod, and only now coming back. I'm pretty sure it's been an exhausting month or so. So, for all of you for that, well, you're going back to bed, I'm pretty sure. Or to bed, I guess. Is there anything specifically that you wish to do before we're going to, call this a night, basically?
I asked Medane if he has ever pet Mendel yet or fed him breadcrumbs.
No, I don't think I have.
He literally
you
just
want
met
to?
the duck.
You shut up, Bobby. You're not in this.
Alright, good night, sleep tight. Grognak, don't let the intruders bite. And I'll go off to bed.
I mean, Gorgnak is the one that basically caught them last time, so yeah.
Okay,
So-
I'm going to sleep. If you do anything to Mendel, I will crush your heads.
So we
Good
can't
night.
pet him either?
You can pet him, but if I count even one feather less on his duckness, I will destroy your asses. Good night.
Seems you
So
care
wait,
dearly for this creature.
Yes, I do. Good night. Have a good night, Mendel.
Wah.
Yep.
He says as he kind of like looks at the. He looks a little bit focused on the moon this night, specifically. And then he goes back after a few minutes. And no, you don't have a were-duck. Anyway,
Alright then.
the night has passed with no issues. Some of you are still having some bruises and, some hits on your bodies. But you wake up fine. Like, you're looking fine, everything is fine with you. And yeah, you're starting your day off. What every one of you are doing specifically to start your day? Just interested to know about that.
Penny metal, you knew that was the answer.
Beside the obvious.
I'd have some milk also.
What?
Some like a nice glass of warm milk also.
Sure. And?
So Grognak will start his day by a short prayer to Leosis, after which he will go and give Mendel his breakfast, because Mendel, of course, needs to get his food, and he will go and maintain his weapons and armor.
Bobby?
I will be just placing down some of the crafting materials I gathered in the room and just not have them on my person and nothing else, just eat breakfast.
You don't want to start learning how to craft them or anything, you just put them here for the moment. Okay.
Also, is it okay if I find a nice rock to lie down on and look at the sky?
I will give your part in a second, there's something specific for you. What's Mundane
Okay,
doing?
smile.
Well, Mundane doesn't really have any idea what he's really doing here, so he'll probably try to find some breakfast wherever that may be, and then probably spend some time looking at his surroundings. Of course, outside,
Cool.
just looking at the layout and such.
Well, as you find a rock specifically, or a place to lay your rest to, Cabled, specifically you just hear in your head a very strong voice commanding you to say, "Why haven't you prayed for me yet? Do you want to keep getting my blessing? The blessing of the great Dragon Lord and God Borgol?"
Okay, here's the thing. The greatest blessing I have is my Lord and Savior, Jesus.
Whoa. Don't bring religion into this.
You all need Mendel.
Could Mendel be a religion?
No, unfortunately not yet. But we're talking about
Yet.
Borgol, the great Dragon Lord.
Yes.
Gave you your amulet, and he's very much wants you to just pray for him, basically. Why haven't you prayed for me yet? I'm so lonely.
Why do you want me to?
He needs more of a Schwarzenegger accent.
Oh my god. Why haven't you prayed for me yet?
Oh god, that is perfect.
I have been asked for you to pray for me.
Oh yeah.
I am the great Dragon Lord Borgul, the great red Dragon Lord Borgul, and you haven't prayed for me yet.
You nailed that one. You nailed it.
I should probably start giving voices for some characters. I don't feel comfortable giving different voices for female characters, if you understand me, because it just will sound too weird. But male characters, I have no problems.
That one was perfect.
I will pay you a very pretty penny to keep that as his voice.
I will open up a Patreon. So are you going to pay for me now? Pray. Why did I say pay? Maybe because I like also a lot of gold.
No, I'm kind of broke, you know.
Just
Sorry.
give me a little prayer every day, and you can have your power with the amulet. Don't you want a very strong boom boom way to defend yourself with armor?
Yes, I do. But I also pray that you stop asking me to pray for you.
I only asked once. You're annoying little dragon. That's not even fully a dragon.
But that's just mean.
You're half dragon. Your ancestors are dragon. You're part human. You could become a full dragon. Don't worry about it. But for now, you are a little bit less than a dragon, let's be honest, but you have more potential being a human. Humans are adaptable, after all.
Sounds perfect. Okay, I'll do it then.
Good. Every day, you must say this prayer. Or at least once a week. Or just don't forget me, okay?
Okay.
Every day, you must pray and say, "Oh, great Lord, oh, great Dragon Lord in red, Borgul is your name. You must pray for you, so my wings will not tame." I don't know what I was going with that one, but go with that one. At least don't forget something.
So your wings won't tame.
I
And
talked
that's
about
too
your
much to remember.
wings, but whatever.
Can I just make up?
What?
I just make up something instead, like every day randomly. Just like say something random because that's too much to remember. I'm not gonna do that.
Sure. Whatever works for you.
Or if you wanted me to do that, could you just like write it down on a piece of paper and hand it to me? I mean, I'd probably lose it, but
Just give me a second to print from the amulet, you idiot. Do you want me to print from your amulet everything? And you three all kind of like hear Cable talking to himself, and you like seeing his amulet like start beeping angrily, but you don't hear yourself why he's talking to himself about a big red bad dragon that is also a god. That his name is Burgle. You think he just drank way too much warm milk.
Milk.
getting drunk on milk.
And after that specific thing that like you kind of like make an agreement with him, I'm pretty sure that like you'll just remember to say to him hi every day, or at least a little bit. After saying to him, "Yeah, okay, old man," and yeah, pretty much ended that one.
I have I have an idea. How about every day? I have an idea for a card game called Duel Monsters.
Oh my god, you're bringing
Oh
card
god.
games? Do you want to plague
What
the
if-
world with madness? Do you want people to just collect cards and not be focused about anything?
Red shiny.
And with that note, I think that's a good place to stop this part.
Yes, please.
I don't know. I want to hear more about these duel monsters.
See you all in part B. Bye bye.
Alright.